Hey kids, Tony, Home Studio Solutions. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this dude said he would be back to us in a week. And I don't know how much of you guys are paying, or how many of you guys are paying attention actually. But the reality is that the last thing that you heard come from my mouth is to stop making excuses and to start making music. Well, I did that. But in the spirit of full disclosure, I have to admit to you guys, I believe in being transparent, trying to share a little bit of all of the struggles that are going on. Lately, for all of the last videos that I've been doing, I use OBS Studio for a screen capture, and then I use the voice memo function on my phone. And when it comes to audio, I want to make sure that we're capturing the right stuff. So I want to get out of that. So it's kind of funny because I did make music and then I stopped making music for the sake of video production, just to kind of capture. And this is really early phases for me. Just kind of catch. I have an PreSonus 1818 VSL, and for some reason I cannot get this thing to work with OBS Studio. So what I ended up doing is I ended up going with Flashback Express, which is the free version. If everything works, I might upgrade to the pro version and keep moving forward. This is obviously not what you guys are here for. However, if you are into screen capture, I really like to see what people are doing in their digital audio workstation and all of that. So I think that it's worth talking about. So if anybody has any issues or anybody has any fixes even, I really like the way that OBS Studio works. It just doesn't capture what I need it to. And this is kind of even weird because I have no way of monitoring this. I'm not listening to it in headphones or anything like that, and I have to play the audio at a low volume. However, it does capture what I need it to. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is kind of move forward and show everybody what it is that I've kind of processed over the last week or so, and I haven't moved any further than that 1 week that I said. So the song that I wrote back in 2004 is entitled Insomniac, and what I did was I threw a quick scratch track together, and all of my fears of how bad music could sound is kind of materializing at this point in time, because I had to throw that out the window just to get a good scratch track. And I actually feel that this verse works, and I'm kind of proud of the product so far. I have a lot of work to do, a lot of adjustments that I need to make, and it's still very repetitive. But at this point in time, it's something that I can hang my hat on. It is a moving point. So if I were to put this song on an album, obviously it would be a throwaway B-side type, back of the album type track, in my opinion. However, it's been sitting in a drawer for a really long time. So to actually see it go from dusty notebook to potential album material has been kind of interesting. And I've got a lot of different ideas. Most of which I didn't use a lot of innovation. I just used the straight up music theory that's kind of being discussed in Hack Music Theory. In addition, BusyWorks Beats, it's huge. I'm going to go ahead and throw a link in the description. This guy writes a lot of like dubstep. It's not even dubstep. He writes a lot of trap music, rap. He has dabbled into rock, but just to show music theory, if you understand it, you can pretty much do whatever you want. I think what he's got going on is also very interesting, and he connected a lot more dots for me. So without further ado, what I'm going to do here is show a little bit. I'm not going to play any of the stuff that happened in ideas, but this is where I started. So as I said here, you see the song, and I'll go back to that in a second. But what I have here is actually the early phases. So what I did was I actually took the chords that I was playing and I tried to convert it into MIDI, I guess. So what I'm doing here is this song is actually written in B major, which is pretty close to a bar chord. So I kind of go back and forth between power chords and actual chords where necessary, and I kind of flip around as it works. So these are some of the things that I thought of. Obviously, here's my scale and my chord progressions, all the chords that I can pick from. So this stuff got really weird and it wasn't moving. So what I did was I actually just sat around with my guitar and I kind of messed around with the chords and eventually came up with something. So when I moved over into blocks, this is actually what I was capable of coming up with. Let me talk a little bit about, and I know a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, the shortcuts. Let me remind you, Albert Einstein, based on something I heard from somebody some point, never memorized a phone number. He memorized his mom's phone number, and he gave his mom all of the phone numbers he needed to remember. Shortcuts are stupid, okay? You guys are gonna argue, but that's cool. All right, so what I did is I actually just dug in just for a quick scratch track. I found out that I cannot play to a click track. I cannot. So what happens is the click makes me nervous and I play way faster than the click is, and I play out of time. It's very interesting because I switched to this just quick Dr. Octorex thing that I'll probably end up ditching anyways. But it was interesting to me that as soon as I got rid of the click track, I played in time. As if it was a drum, I was cool because I've played with drummers before. So that solved that issue for me. Also, just threw in a quick reason refill. As you see here, the bass is not it's not intricate. I just wanted to capture the chord changes and get everything in, and I really like the way the Rickenbacker 4001 sounded. And then what I did is I actually double tracked everything, just really quick. You'll see I got my loopers. I don't even know if that's not what propeller head would call this, but I got my left and right limits set, because what I did was I actually played through the verse one time. I took the best cut, and then I went into the audio and I just pasted. I trimmed it down, copied and pasted, threw it in there, and that worked for the verse and the chorus. So it's obviously very choppy. It is a scratch track. It's not something that I would release as a final product. However, it's something. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got. Again, B major, B power chord is kind of what I was looking at. My guitar is actually played in drop D, but half step down. So basically drop D flat, if you will. So let me go ahead and play a little bit of the verse for you here. Okay, so obviously it's not anything that's that intricate, but I don't remember what I had, and now I have something, so that's pretty big. So we hop over to the chorus. Again, 3 chords. It kind of changes up the rhythm. Same setup as we discussed earlier with the Rickenbacker, the everything. So I double tracked those guitars as well. Time synced them. Got everything lined up. Cropped it, copied and pasted, and it gives me a basic scratch track that I can actually start building off of. So let's go ahead and check out the chorus. And then it just loops again. So from this, this is the first song that I've actually written in a DAW. It wasn't a song that I wrote massaged everything out and put in. This is the first time that I actually used software to capture ideas and to spin off of things. So once I get things in a block mode, I can actually bounce over into song and I can lay it out. So as I put the song forward, I started hearing this goofy little, and I'm not sure if this is exactly what I want or what I will do. Obviously, I need to rewrite and rework some parts, add some build-ups, some changes. It's not musically interesting. It's exactly what I just played for you. Looped 4 times, looped twice, 4 times again, looped 6 times. I mean, it's very, very basic, and I'm okay with that. In full transparency, I'm perfectly fine with that. What I started hearing in my head was this little guitar part that I'm playing for you here, and I actually programmed it in MIDI. I sat here with my acoustic guitar and note for note figured out how to transpose it in the piano. And then what I did is I just used a ID8 clean electric guitar. I guess it's not fully clean, there's a little bit of chorus on it. But I wanted a wah effect. I wanted like a breathing kind of effect. And then audiomatic, I guess. I really like this eerie setting, and then I just pumped it a little bit to wet. I increased the wet signal just a little bit. Not too much, just enough to kind of get the effect. And this is kind of what I got. So I heard it in my head, and this, aside from the fact that it's programmed and it's exactly on time and I'm not playing it on a guitar, I kind of thought that this was to get an idea in my head and to sit here and dink around with a guitar and transpose it, and it sealed a lot of gaps for me. Let me go ahead and play a section of it for you. I mean, to me, to be able to capture that and put it in there, I think it's just a perfect way to sail into the sunset with this song. So obviously, there's a lot of work to do, but as I said, 1 week turned into a month. I haven't stopped thinking about music production, and I don't intend to. So this is going to be a huge year for me. I want to make some headway. Once I'm done with this, we're going to look at, a project or two. And then hopefully what I want to do is get into re-recording all of the stuff that I recorded into Audacity, but using Reason. So kind of harnessing the power of a professional DAW as opposed to freeware, and seeing what I can do with that to take it to the next level. Because there was a lot of ideas that I had, but I had no way of being able to capture that and being able to re-record that full band model, program the drums. And yes, I'm going to program the drums, sample, things like that. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed at this point to admit that that's what you kind of got to do to make certain things happen when you're a solo musician. So this is what we got. This is the scratch track as you guys see it. I hope that this has been informative to all of you guys, and I hope by all means that it's been worth the wait. So I want to thank you guys for your time. You guys have a good one.